Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Traveling with Francoise. I am Francoise Rhodes, your host. I hope you enjoyed the first hour of live What's Happening in Coachella Valley with our guest, Barnett English. She is with the Joshua Tree Music Festival. This portion of the show, Traveling with Francoise, I'm actually just me today, no guests. We're going to talk about some travel, talk about a few things that's happening locally, some things that have happened, some experiences I had during the week. And again, we're just going to cover your world of travel. Some industry news. I do have a contest. And if you have some comments, I have Philip in the background over there who's going to shout them out to me if I need to answer them. And we have, of course, Sean Flanagan over here with his headset on and all this sort of stuff. And Sean, you and I talked about having callers, and we're getting that figured out, right? So we can have callers on the show. Yes, so that's our next step, and you would be amazed at all the stuff that we have going on around us here. So again, welcome to Traveling with Francoise. I am Francoise Rhodes, your host, and for all the information about my television show, with our nonprofit, Artifacts and Arts Across America, which is the umbrella to all of this, you simply just go to travelingwithfrancoise.com. It's that simple. Everything is there, including our famous contest page, where all the contests are free. And I change them up all the time. So you just go, you enter, and maybe you'll be a lucky winner. So again, that's travelingwithfrancoise.com. And actually, you can watch past television shows and my travel blog. It's so much going on that website, so much going on. In fact, speaking of the television show, which is on Fox 11, every Monday, Thursday, and Friday, our Thursday show has switched to 1 p.m. now on Fox 11, Hulu, and DirecTV. So for those of you that were looking for it at noon on Thursday, it's not there anymore at noon. It is moved to 1 o'clock. And on Mondays and Fridays, it starts at 5:30 a.m. in the morning. I'm not up, so hope you enjoy it. Okie doke. So this week, actually, I was out in Borrego Springs. I went to the Borrego Days meeting. We have a committee meeting each week. I'm on the committee. I'm doing PR for Borrego Days, the festival. It's 54th year this year happening, and I'm excited to say that the bands are signing up. Coachella Valley High School Band will be there along with Brawley and some others, which is really a lot of fun because this is a very hometown type of event. It's in Borrego Springs where the population is not that large. It's surrounded by the 600,000 acre Anza Borrego State Park. And it is, like I say, it has a hometown feel. And we get these bands that come in. We have a pre-parade flyover with airplanes that a lot of parades don't do. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It is going to be October 18th through the 20th. I will be there emceeing the parade. I will be there doing just a lot of things and having a lot of fun. So make your plans. Come on out. There's a lot of resorts. Borrego Springs Golf Resort and Spa. Get your rooms now. Get your rooms now because they will fill up. They're my go-to place. That is the Borrego Springs Resort. All that information is on Traveling with Francoise. And I do want to give a shout out to all the sponsors of the show. Without them, I wouldn't be here. So if you're going into one of the sponsors' locations, be sure that you say that you saw it now because you can see their logos across the bottom of the screen there on Traveling with Francoise. I would really appreciate it. They would really appreciate it. So in the world of travel, there's always things to talk about. And this one I found very interesting. And I know, Sean, are you a TripAdvisor person? Do you?
No, but I am a review person.
You're a review person, and a lot of people are. Philip, do you use the TripAdvisor? Do you pay attention to all that? Well, so many people do, and TripAdvisor reported that 66 million hotel reviews were submitted in 2018. 4.7 were rejected or removed. 2.1% were fraudulent.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's that low.
That is, and that's all they know. And what they're saying, and this is what bothers me about a lot of those review sites, I personally don't like to make my decision on a review site because we all think of something different. We might think a resort is fabulous, somebody else might not. I want to experience myself, make my own decision. But a lot of you don't do that. You just go exactly by the reviews. And you might be missing out on the flip side. The reviews might be right. But you won't know unless you find out. What I thought was really interesting is that they say that a quarter of the fake reviews actually do get posted, though. And that's the bad part. They have so many reviews out there that TripAdvisor pulls off. They see that they're fraudulent. They see that they're fake. They don't get them, but the quarter of them do make it on the sites. So keep that in mind when you are so heavily into all these review sites, that maybe if one sounds just really so negative, I mean, some of them are just brutal, check it out yourself.
Right.
Or, yeah, because
look for a similar, like, there's different problems, but look for a similar issue.
yeah, and if there's other people, right, saying the same thing, that it just the food was bad, the food, when you hear it over and over, okay, but if there's just one, because there has been a practice over the years, and I'm sure you might have figured this out, that competing places will post reviews that aren't very good. So anyway, keep that in mind. Also, something else that's going on out there, American Airlines, American and United, they are waiving change fees through September 27th. So keep that in mind. America and United Airlines are waiving change fees, if you're going to make a change, for passengers traveling in or out of San Francisco International Airport, where runway construction has caused flight delays and cancellations. Airlines with a major presence at the airport have also adjusted their schedule. So if you're flying in and out of San Francisco and you have to make changes with American or United, up until September 27th, they are going to waive those fees. So I think they're trying to, actually maybe cater to the traveler just a little bit more. Also, right here in Palm Springs, Contour Airlines began nonstop service between Palm Springs and Sacramento. It started on September 16th. It has already started. So these airplanes that are E-135 Embracer, which normally seats 37, they have been refitted to 30 seats, allowing much more spacious legroom. Isn't that nice to hear? They're giving us more legroom instead of taking it away. So you will see these Contour Airlines going in and out of Palm Springs, and they are also flying nonstop to Bakersfield, Sacramento, and other areas. Contour will serve a total of 18 destinations across the country. Passengers are allowed one complimentary first checked bag, one carry-on, and one small personal item. Each additional bag after that is $20. So keep that in mind. That's actually a lot when you think about it, to be able to take on complimentary, a carry-on, a small personal free item, and your first bag. That's a lot for a small plane. So, in fact, I was looking at some information about what people are doing with carry-ons, and there actually are some tips out there of what people are doing and what they aren't doing, and I'll get to that in just a second. But you're watching Traveling with Francoise. I'm Francoise Rhodes, your host. So great to have you with us today as we segued out of live What's Happening in Coachella Valley into this travel portion. Or actually, it's a brand new show. We're a brand new show, aren't we? Brand new show.
Every day is brand new.
Every day is brand new. Sean Flanagan is behind the board over there, and we thank Sean for all they do. I'm going to take pictures one day of all the wires and cables in front of me. I bring props, but you don't always see them. I brought one here, 1,000 Ultimate Adventures. I brought that because that's Lonely Planet. Lonely Planet does a good job. I actually also brought some travel. These are little easy travel kit because there's still restrictions on travel on the size of the liquid containers you can take with you. So I brought that, and a lot of these things are free contests on the website Traveling with Francoise. And speaking of contests, before we get too much farther into the show, I have a $25 gift certificate to Johnny Costa's Restaurante in Palm Springs. $25 gift certificate. It does not expire until December 31st of this year. For you to enter, you simply have to, in the comment section of this show, just tell me, what's your favorite Italian dish? It's that simple. What's your favorite Italian dish? And we'll run this contest probably till about 5 o'clock or so tomorrow night. And then I will pick a winner, and someone is going to be winning a $25 gift certificate to Johnny Costa's Restaurante in Palm Springs. And what's a little bit different about this show than radio, because I know I have a lot of you on there that have listened to the radio show, is we have no breaks, Sean. So that means if I want to, and you can see me. Before you couldn't see me, now you can see me if I take a sip of water or if I fix my hair or scratch my face. You can see it all. So it is a little bit different for me not having any breaks. But it's fun. I really enjoy doing this. We will have a break coming up when we have our travel photo winner. It's not really a break, but you'll get to see that. That's a contest that we have every week that you send me your photos of travel and I pick one and post it on the show, and then it stays forever. Everybody gets to see that you're the winner of the travel photo contest of the week. It's all about pride, not prize. So in fact, I've had some professional photographers send me some photos as well, but I really want to go with you out there, the traveler, just like me. The local traveler, we love to go out, we see things, we take pictures, and send those to me. It's very simple. You can send them to francoiserhodes@gmail.com. My information is all over that website, but send them to me, and I will pick one and get it posted for the show. And we're going to show you our travel photo of the week in just a few minutes. But right now, there's more travel news to talk about. Since airlines make the most money from ancillary fees, here's what travelers are doing about it. Many airline passengers have redefined the word backpack. I myself has wondered, have you thought about these backpacks, how big they are getting? You're sitting there, you're watching somebody come in on your flight, and the backpack is almost as big as they are. Well, there are no restrictions on the backpacks, and that is why they are so large. Not only are the backpacks itself allowable, but it's what you put on it, the shoes, the bulky sweater, all the things you tie to the backpack. They can't say anything about it. So now that is why you see more and more backpacks, people using them. Also, the giant fanny pack. I liked the fanny pack. I liked it because when you're traveling, you just goes around your waist, put all your junk in there, and your hands free.
Just making a comeback.
It is making, and now they're picking giant ones so people can put more stuff in it.
That's so people can put logos on.
I know, and
That's why they want larger ones.
And they're going to be so heavy anyway. I don't know. You might want that. But anyway, the fanny packs are making a comeback, so people won't be laughing at you anymore when you use your fanny pack.
I will.
You will? I have a white one, a black one. All right. I should get one that says traveling with Francoise. All right. Also in the news, airline growth wipes out gains in fuel efficiency. Of course, they talk about fuel with the airlines. It says even though U.S. airlines increased their fuel efficiency on domestic flights by 3% between 2016 and 18, emissions during that period still grew by 7% due to the industry's growth of 10%. So they're cutting back on emissions, but there are more flights in the skies than ever. The skies are full. It's amazing when you're up there. I always get a little nervous. If I can read a logo on the side of a jet out there, I'm thinking we are just a little bit too close. But yes, so actually the balance is still tipped to they're putting more emissions out there because there are more flights out there. Oh, what are you going to do? Frontier, they alters their change fee policy. Changes and cancellations made more than 60 days prior to a flight now are free on Frontier. So remember that. The airline is charging more, though, for changes made closer to departure. So remember that. And Dorian hit hard, but most of the Bahamas is open for business. The islands face a long road of humanitarian relief, but this is the interesting part. Travel agencies are saying, we are a go. Come on over to the Bahamas because there's only certain sections where it was really devastated by the hurricanes. They keep you, frankly, away from those sections and keep you in the areas where it still looks like nothing ever happened. So the Bahamas are open for business. And think about this. Every time travelers are told to empty their pockets before going through security, that doesn't necessarily mean they remember to put everything back in their pockets. I was just at the store the other day and someone left all their change. And the little change where automatically comes out, all of it was in there. And I see it all the time. Well, the same thing is happening at airports. They say between October 17th and last September, airline passengers left nearly $1 million in unclaimed currency. $1 million. So where does that go?
Yeah.
Does it go to charity? No. The TSA claims the agency uses it for training more officers. Okay, well, I don't know.
Yeah, if they say so.
Yeah, if they say so, right. And here's a tip, though. If you want to keep all of your money the next time you go to the airport, put it in a Ziploc bag inside your carry-on before you even get to the airport.
Yeah, I don't carry much in my pockets because I know I have to empty everything out.
Yeah, and it's true, though, because we don't need money till after we check in.
Right.
because you don't normally go shopping for water or whatever till you get past TSA, you're in there, then you want to pull out your money. So that's a good way to do it. But I had never thought about the change. For some reason, we all get so nervous when we go through TSA. Have you noticed that? You just get nervous, you get fidgety, you think, are they going to pull me over? And you forget about those things, and they want to look through my bag. And so that's a great idea. Put all your money in a Ziploc bag in your carry-on. You watch it go through, you watch it come out. When you get to the other side, get yourself all settled, pull your money out, then you're good to go. Okay. So a couple events. Here's one that's happening close to the Coachella Valley up in Idlewild on September 26th, which will be next weekend already. This is the, fall starts tomorrow. The last week of summer is this weekend. So September 26th, they are having the Idlewild Renaissance Fair, and that is free for children 5 and under, and it's $10 to $45. And this happens at the Camp Emerson Scout Reservation. So this is a 3-day Renaissance Fair. So go on up to Idlewild. I know the weather is beautiful and cool up there. In fact, it's one of my props just fell. Must have hit it with my hands. Idlewild, I know someone that lives up there in that area, said at night it was 38 degrees.
I've already been leaving my door open.
38 degrees. I did open the window a few times of the house because we are ready for this summer heat to be gone. But 38 degrees at night, in Idlewild. So take a sweater, and they are having that event up there. And for those of you who has always wanted to work for the Forest Service Department, there are hundreds of temporary jobs available now for the upcoming season, getting away from the snow, more to the areas where there is no snow. And if you want more information, you could go to usajobs.gov. And I'm excited to report that I will be escorting the Arizona, Utah, Nevada Lake Powell trip coming up October 31st through November 4th. You can go to ACT Tours to find out more. The price is $595 per person. I just found out yesterday there are only 6 seats left on the bus. That's it. And we have the largest bus out there. There are only 6 seats left, and we are going for 4 nights, 5 days. We will be in Flagstaff. We will go to the Grand Canyon, Lake Powell. We're going to go to a balloon regatta, which I can't wait for that. That sounds just beautiful. We're going to go out on a boat on Lake Powell. Then we're going to go to Las Vegas for a night. So again, that is October 31st through November 4th. I don't know. I won't even be here that Sunday for the show. So Craig will have to handle the first hour on his own. Maybe I can call in or do something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But if you would like to go on this trip, you need to get a hold of ACT Tours. You can go to their website through Traveling with Francoise, or it's act-tours.com, or give them a call at 760-322-1247 and sign up for the Lake Powell trip coming up at the end of October. We will be gone Halloween. So we'll be spending Halloween in Flagstaff. But like I say, there are only 6 seats left on the bus, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. I can't wait. I have not been to Lake Powell that I remember. I think I was in Flagstaff once, but didn't spend much time. Been to the Grand Canyon several times, but I'm excited about the Lake Powell, the boat trip out on the lake. Of course, they have this beautiful, there's areas, I guess the sculptures are just gorgeous on the boat. You have to see them with the boat. So anyway, and back to Las Vegas for a night. So sounds like a lot of fun. So again, for more info, you can sign up for that. So we'll be going through Arizona, Utah, and Nevada, leaving Palm Springs and Palm Desert. I know there's going to be 2 pickup sites, one in Palm Springs and one in Palm Desert. And I'll be going out of the Palm Desert one, but I will be escorting you, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And back to Borrego Springs. We talked about that for a moment. The Borrego Springs Resort and Spa, they have a spa special going on right now. So check it out. And again, make your reservations for Borrego Days, which is October 18th, 19th, and 20th. I also want to bring up Dana Wharf whale watching, because I do take a lot of their video and post it on the Traveling with Francoise Facebook page. The whales, they have been seeing some whales and their babies lately, some orcas, all different species of whales out there are migrating. Let's see. It's winter, so they're coming back from no, where are they? Let me think. I have to think now. So, yeah, but they're winter, they're going down to Mexico now. They'll be going down to Mexico. For the winter, right. And then during the summer, they go back up to up north, yeah. So the whales are, and because of the warm waters, they're constantly migrating. So if you want to go on the best whale watching tour ever, because their family started this business right here on the West Coast. It is Dana Wharf Whale Watching. So, and their information is on Traveling with Francoise as well. So I was going to talk a little bit today about Joshua Tree National Park, but before we do that, let's show our travel photo winner of the week. And this goes to Rick Miller. He's in the Puget Sound in Seattle, and he says he's from the 22nd floor, but he doesn't say where. Apartment building. Can you see the Puget Sound? I remember looking at the picture, and then I kind of...
It's a lot of sky.
It's a lot of sky. Okay.
It's a lot of pretty colors.
But Rick, thank you so much. You've sent a lot of pictures in. He calls himself an amateur photographer. And so that is Rick's picture of the Puget Sound in Seattle on the 22nd floor of somewhere. We don't know where. So send your pictures, and if I pick them, you will be up on the Facebook page, and we'll just give you some props, and you'll also be on this video on this show, which will live on forever. So again, send it to Francoise Rhodes at Gmail, and we're getting a lot of pictures, Sean. People are sending a lot of pictures. I'm just putting them all in a file now, so we'll have many to choose from. And again, it is about pride, not prize, and just getting your picture out there and all the other folks seeing it. So it's a lot of fun. So thanks to Rick Miller. Again, next time, tell us what building you're in on the 22nd floor, because we all might want to go there and have a party. All right. I am Traveling with Francoise. I am Francoise Rhodes, your host, and I want to thank you all so much for being here with us today. And today is just about me on a show with you. We're just the two of us. We're just talking about travel and things going on. And I did want to give you a little bit of heads up about Joshua Tree National Park. And I know, Sean, you have a bunch of pictures that I sent you that you can actually show those when I'm talking about Joshua Tree National Park. Joshua Tree has become more popular than ever the last several years. And in our first show, Live What's Happening in Coachella Valley, we had Barnett English come on to tell us about the Joshua Tree Music Festival that's happening in October. And it is right outside the gates of Joshua Tree. So I thought it'd be nice just to show you a few pictures. So I know a lot of people that have lived in the valley all their life that have never been to Joshua Tree National Park. Sean, have you been up there?
No.
So you haven't been, and you've been in here most of your life, and I know a lot of people, the same story. When we have something this close, we tend to forget about even going. So Joshua Tree National Park, the Joshua Tree itself is the largest of the yuccas. It only grows in the Mojave Desert. That I did not realize. The spike leaf evergreen grown nowhere else in the world is 15 to 40 feet with a diameter of 1 to 3 feet. So this is amazing, first of all, that the Joshua Tree, the only place in the world it grows, is right here in the Mojave Desert. I did not know that. I was reading that, I thought, wow. All right, named by Mormon settlers who crossed the Mojave Desert in the mid-1800s, the tree's unusual shape, reminded them of the Bible story in which Joshua reaches his hands up to the sky in prayer. They used the leaves from the trees to make woven baskets, sandals, and other useful items, and ate the seeds and the flower buds. So if we ever get stranded in Joshua Tree National Park, we know that we can eat the seeds and the flower buds. So that is how the name for the trees came about. So again, they can only be found here in the Mojave Desert, only in the world, right here. About 2.8 million visitors come to the park every year, and that has just been growing so rapidly in the last few years because all the attention from music festivals to even the festivals happening here. We have a lot of international visitors that Joshua Tree is high on their list, definitely going out there. And in fact, the rangers sometimes are a little overwhelmed with so many people there, and they please ask you to pick up after yourself. And while the Joshua Tree area has been inhabited by humans for at least 5,000 years, by the late 1920s, the development of new roads in the desert had brought an influx of land developers and cactus poachers, and that is how the whole idea of it becoming a park happened, because people were stealing actually the cacti and the trees from there. And it was a lady, Minerva Hoyt, who was extremely fond of the desert plants. She became concerned and she started a campaign to protect the area. Now the National Monument has over 800,000 acres out there. So good for her. Take somebody like her to start it. Elevations in the park range from a low 536 feet to a high of 5,814 feet at Quail Mountain. Congress designated more wilderness area in 1976, so good for them. A Joshua Tree provides habitat for 813 higher plant species, 46 reptile species, 57 mammal species, and over 250 bird species. Which, considering we've lost, 30 billion birds or something in the last couple years to pesticides, and they say cats and environment and climate change, hopefully some of the birds are down here in the desert. So 250 species of birds out there. There's also 49 plant species of special concern being protected within the park. There's also areas in the park that protects over 700 archaeological sites. I did not know this. 88 historic structures, 19 cultural landscapes, and houses 230,000 items in its museum. The park itself, they have 93 miles of paved roads and 106 miles of unpaved roads, so remember that. 523 campsites and 2 horse campsites, and 10 picnic areas with 38 picnic sites. There are 32 trailheads and 191 miles of hiking trails throughout the park. So there are lots of hiking going on out there, a lot of things to do. And there's also the alerts. Something I want to give you a heads up. Go to the website for Joshua Tree National Park, and they will tell you all the alerts going on. Right now they have 3. Eagle Mine Road is closed. That is Black Eagle Mine Road is closed. All the paved roads are open at Joshua Tree National Park. They still have a temperature warning out there. They say, please be careful. It's still hot. We still have a couple 100 degrees weathers left here in the Coachella Valley. And finally, they're still looking for that missing hiker that went missing on July 13th, 2018. Paul Miller has not been found. Can you believe that? With 2.8 million people visiting the park a year, no one has found that fellow. And they still have an alert on the website. And finally, maybe the most important to you, there is no cell service in Joshua Tree National Park. In fact, a lot of the national parks do not have cell service. So keep that in mind.
Test out that camera.
Test out that camera. Enjoy the time with no cell service. I tell you, it's not that bad for a couple hours. You can get in and out of there. My story at Joshua Tree, my sister came over from Germany. We decided to go to Joshua Tree. I'm one of those that's panic about the gas. If it's below half of a tank in the car, I start to get nervous. We're driving halfway through. We're looking at the gas. We're thinking, do we have enough gas to make it all the way through Joshua Park? I said no. She said yes. I won out. And we turned around and went back to the entrance. So I never made it all the way through. One of these days I will, but it was spectacular when I was there. So definitely, I want you to experience it as well. All right. That is pretty much going to wrap it up for today's Traveling with Francoise. I want to thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations to Rick Miller, our travel photo contest winner of the week. Remember, you can sign up for the Johnny Costa certificate. Just make a comment on when you watch this show back. Tell your friends. Just make a comment. What is your favorite Italian dish? And I'm going to pick a winner, and I'll tell you who it is next week. Sean, thanks so much for all your help. So until next time, everyone, you have a great week. Remember, go to that website, travelingwithfrancoise.com. And as always, it's never too late to get a life. See you next time. Bye.